Hey everybody, the fanciful and dream-inspired full moon in Pisces is happening Wednesday, August 30th. How will this energy affect your sign? We're going to dive in and find out. This full moon is conjunct retrograde Saturn. So we're going to look at this energy in terms of what you need to know to review, revamp, and recommit to your most cherished dream. Use the Saturn energy and make it happen. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back as the case may be. So good to see you here. Hope you're doing really, really well. As always, timestamps will be in the description of the video and in the first pinned comment. Watch for your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, whatever sign you want to watch for. All of it helps my channel with the YouTube algorithm and is very much appreciated. So retrograde Saturn can have us rethinking our plans for the future, our commitment to our most cherished dreams, and the task list that we may need to implement to make things happen. Pisces, as we know, is a mutable sign, mutable energy, and it's a mutable sign energy can be a little hard to pin down, to ground into reality. And that's where Saturn, I think, can be helpful to ground the energy of our most fanciful and cherished dreams and put a structure to them. So full moons bring illumination, they bring clarity, they can bring eureka moments, epiphanies, etc. And so in that spirit, I am going to use my favorite deck for full moon readings and for each sign and find out what is Saturn retrograde's message for you at this full moon to help you move forward and manifest whatever dream is currently percolating within your heart and soul. All right, let's get into your reading. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know. Advice from Saturn to help you rethink, restructure, recommit to your most cherished dream. Advice from Saturn, Aries. All right, let's see what we got. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Star. And we have the Eight of Cups. Wow, very interesting going on here. Okay. So, first of all, darling Aries, you need to be willing to move on in some way and move toward a more rewarding situation for yourself. So you may need to leave behind any situation that is not honoring you as a leader, as a mover, as a shaker, any situation that has grown emotionally stale for you. Eight of Cups, like you have reached the point of no return emotionally with some sort of scenario in your life. But Saturn's saying, yes, you need to walk away, but you're not just walking away and going into the same thing. There is a leveling up energy here for you. With the Six of Wands, victory and success, the Star card, healing and victory and success, and having some sort of star quality and star presence. So there is really something here about stepping up, leveling up, and accepting more responsibility. But it's responsibility that is going to let you shine. You know, there's all different levels of responsibilities. It's Saturn. Saturn is about responsibility. There's all different levels and types of responsibilities. And you may, in fact, have been taking on responsibilities and roles that have drained you emotionally, that have not inspired you to be the best version of yourself. Aries is a sign of leadership, of being innovative, of being a pioneer, of being the first, of being a sign that is very noticeable. It's hard to miss an Aries. So even the shy ones in the corner, it's hard to miss them. They always do something that gives them away as an Aries. So we have gorgeous energy here, Are you willing to walk toward this and leave behind the less than? You may have gotten in some sort of comfort zone. It's possible with the Saturn, especially because Saturn's in your 12th house of the behind the scenes. So, and your subconscious. So Saturn's really asking you to let go of and shift limiting beliefs, especially, absolutely. But it's not just enough to do that. It is really about embracing the next level, as I keep saying, in your life. So there may be a need for more adventure as well with the Six of Wands. So you may need to go out and explore. You may need to go out and connect with other people, especially. You may need to strut your stuff, like show other people what you got in whatever area of life we are talking about here. You may need a new friend group also with the star card showing up, which is your Aquarius 11th house of friendships. So you may need a whole new group to lead and inspire. A whole new group to lead and inspire. But the thing is, this is the key, this 8 of Cups. So, and of course, Saturn is about making a plan. So how can you do this? What are you going to do to go out there? How are you going to create a new adventure for yourself? What are you going to do to find new people to hang out with? In what way are you going to promote yourself? If this is about your business, and stay tuned for your money, career, and business reading for September, that is coming up to the channel soon. If this is about your career and business, there is something about not being shy and holding back and really getting out there, like I said, and strutting your stuff, promoting yourself. There is, to me, a sense of leaving behind, as I said earlier, people who do not see you in this way. People who do not see you as a leader, mover, shaker. They don't have the stars in their eyes for whatever you got to offer. It's time, I think, also to cut your losses in some way and move toward that which is going to deliver you a very, very sweet victory. I would say within 6 months, you could have a beautiful manifestation of whatever this dream is that you are working on in your life, if you take the advice of Saturn. All right, Taurus, let's see what your advice from Saturn is at this full moon, what you need to know to help you manifest a cherished dream. Taurus, let's see what we got for you. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have the 8 of Wands, and we have the Moon. Wow. When the Queen of Swords came out, I got the word cutthroat in my ear. And you know, you're not normally a cutthroat type person. You are very kind and gentle when you're not enraged. Okay, like, you know, the raging bull. When you're not a raging bull, which is, again, very rare. It's only when you get poked and prodded too far that you become a raging bull. But in general, you're a gentle soul. You know, Taurus is very beautiful, gentle energy. You're ruled by Venus. So you're not a cutthroat type person. But that's what I heard when I saw this. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh, interesting. 8 of Wands. And then we have this Moon. I think Saturn is saying here that, and Saturn Saturn is a cold energy. So Saturn itself can be a little cutthroat. It can be very getting down to brass tacks, getting down to the yes, no, this, that, black, white, etc. Like, this is like, here it is. It is what it is. Here's the reality. This is very Saturn. So what I'm feeling here, and this Queen of Swords can be like that. Like, she can definitely, you know, make a decision without blinking an eye that might be rather difficult for people to hear or deal with. So I'm feeling cutthroat and also perhaps cutting your losses in some way. And leading with your head and not necessarily your heart. I think your heart has you in a tailspin with this Moon showing up. So the Moon can be conflicting emotions. Of course, the Moon is about our full moon energy that is coming up. It is shadow material. It can just be very conflicting emotions. Something's driving you crazy. So Saturn's saying, if you want to manifest your dream, you have to be maybe a little cutthroat and cut out the thing that's driving you crazy. Once you do that, other options will rapidly follow and come in. Eight of Wands. But also Eight of Wands is fast. This is not a time to dawdle and be like, and you know, again, you can be a little slow sometimes, and that's okay. That's just your nature. It's all right. All right. I mean, you can be methodical, maybe is a better word, all right, than slow. But slow and steady. I mean, that's Taurus, right? But this is saying it's like there is going to be a freedom feeling, fast movement, emotional re-energization by quickly cutting something off at the pass. If you linger and delay, like if you just stay kind of in this moon, oh, I don't know, this, that, the ruminations, that's the moon. These might disappear. These other opportunities might disappear if you stay stuck over here. And I think you're just going to also just get more mentally frustrated with the Queen of Swords. So Saturn is saying, use the sword, cut it off at the pass. The time of rumination is over. You might have been ruminating this whole Leo season already, since the end of July. Back and forth. I don't know what to do, la, 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 which, you know, hey, we're all going through it. Venus is retrograde right now in Leo. Your ruling planet is retrograde. And this is a class that when our ruling planet is retrograde, we can sometimes feel a little lost and not knowing what our next step is and what we need to do. And that's okay. Mercury is also retrograde in Virgo right now. So all of us are bethinking many different things in our lives. So it's okay. But what this is saying, and you don't have to do cutthroat immediately, like on the day of the full moon, but I would say before Libra season starts on the 23rd of September, before we have our full moon in Aries, you might really want to be on the 30th of September, you might really want to be on the other side of whatever this situation is. This is no more time to dawdle and overthink and rethink. You do know what the decision is for you that is going to be right. You have just been delaying implementing it for whatever reasons. It's okay, but it's time to do it. It's time to do it. All right, Gemini, let's see what your message from Saturn is at this full moon in Pisces, which is in your 10th house of career, which is interesting. All right, let's see. Are you rethinking your career? Are you rethinking what you want to do for your career? Where you want to live and do your career? All of these things may be happening for you, but let's see Saturn advice. Oh, we have the World. And we have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Five of Swords. Okay. So, you know, you're ruled by Mercury. Your ruling planet right now is retrograde. So you in particular, whenever our ruling planet is retrograde, it affects us more. So you may be going through some Five of Swords scenarios right now, Gemini. So you might be fighting with your own ideas, fighting with yourself in some way, but possibly having arguments with somebody else. I mean, that's possible with the Five of Swords. I call her Mother Hell, the little girl crying in the corner. So, yeah, but again, this could also just be your own inner critic or a literal person in your world that you're having words with and who is making you cry, or you're making them cry because you're getting frustrated with their interference in your life and their opinions, which you don't need right now. So Saturn is saying, it is time to venture forth into the world of your own making. You may be wrapping up one thing to successfully start another, but aces for me are about the self. This is about choosing your world, choosing who you want to associate, where you want to live, what you want to be doing. Like you really passionately feeling the fire in the belly and being, yes, that is for me. That is what I want. I am initiating, all systems go. This is happening. And leaving behind other people's remarks and comments and perhaps your own inner dialogue of worry. Action, Saturn is saying, taking action here is going to propel you forward very successfully with the world. You may be wanting to launch something out in the world. It could be yourself, it could be a creative project, it could be something else that you want to get started. And Saturn is saying, you already have the passion, you have the good idea, you have the reputation, the good reputation in the world. You have the visibility of others. Others will pay attention when you do this, and they will pay attention favorably. But this has got to be put to rest, this Five of Swords. And like I said, it could involve a person, a mindset, whatever. Saturn is saying, yes, Saturn is often a planet that can make us second guess ourselves, for sure, it can. But I think what Saturn is saying here is, as long as you have a plan, of course, Saturn loves plans, as long as you have a plan, but more importantly, as long as you have a directive and an objective for your beginning that you want to create, like you have the vision in your mind of what you want this world to look like for you, what you want this success to be, what you want this career to be, what you want this relationship, this world, your home, whatever. Long as you have that and you are taking action, Saturn's like, you got this. You got this. This is the issue, the Five of Swords. So it could be perhaps a feel the fear and do it anyway moment. That is possible once we get out of all the retrograde seasons. But this full moon in Pisces may be really showing you where that Five of Swords is coming from. And you may be surprised, Gemini. It may not be coming from you. It could be that you're really picking up on somebody else's energies, somebody else's negativity, somebody else's jealousy, bad juju, whatever, and you're thinking it's yours somehow. You could be carrying somebody else's shenanigans, and that could be a block and stopping you in some way. Saturn may be showing you that's not your burden to carry. Let it go so you can move forward. That could be a key part of the plan for your success. All right, Cancer, let's see what Saturn's advice is to you at this full moon in Pisces. Cancer, let's see what we got for you. Oh, we have the Four of Pentacles. Oh, and the Capricorn, we have the Devil energy. And the Wheel of Destiny. Okay. All right. So there is holding on, and then there is holding on. there's holding on, but then there is grasping with your little crabby claws. We have two different kinds of holding on. We have the Four of Pentacles here, and then we have the Devil, which is the obsessive holding on, toxic holding on, restrictive holding on, and then the Four of Pentacles, which can just be, I'm just kind of keeping myself to myself, my resources to myself. Like, I'm just, All right. I mean, you can be a little clutchy here with the Four of Pentacles, but the Devil is much more, you're chained. There is a difference. You have the freedom here to let go of a coin. Here you don't have the freedom because you're chained. All right, so Saturn may be saying to you, where are you on this spectrum? Are you clutching or are you chained? What's happening? Cancer. Jupiter is here. Like, something needs to shift, and it's probably you. Something needs to maybe be let go of, maybe be lightened up and softened a little. So Saturn, can be about, Saturn rules Capricorn. Here's the Capricorn. Saturn could be saying, maybe it's time to not sit on the keyboard, Ariel. Saturn could be saying it's time to loosen up the grip of some of your commitments. Maybe it is time to let go of something that is toxic, that's not valuable. Saturn may be saying, Are you clearly discerning between the valuable thing that should be held on to, that is giving you some sustenance, it's a Four of Pentacles, that is good, or the thing that is not so good but has become perhaps a habit, but you know it's not a great habit. So the wheel can bring positive change in our life, but it's not just about miracles happening out there, it's also miracles happening within you to create the outward reality. So there is something that needs to be looked at where you are on this spectrum and what you're willing to change, what you're willing to let go of. Interesting, we have the Capricorn because this is your 7th house of relationships. We have the Taurus, which is your 11th house of gains and networks and friendships. So, and wishes and hopes and dreams. So I feel like the message here may be that Saturn would like you to just loosen your grip on how you think things should be. And perhaps, I know this is coming from Saturn now, but Saturn's in Pisces, which is about flow. Saturn is saying, to get the right balance here between the clutching and the chaining, like the right thing to hold on to, it may be necessary to let go fully and completely and trust the universe and see what rolls in on the tide, on the tidal wave, to work with the full moon in Pisces water sign energy, which is very congruent with your own. See what rolls in on the tide that is worth to hold on to next, to invest your energy in. There could be something here that's just grown tired and stale. Maybe it started out as okay, the Four of Pentacles, but maybe it's turned into this and the joy has been sucked out of it. Saturn doesn't want to necessarily suck the joy out of your life. I mean, he wants responsibility. He wants commitment. He wants structure. He wants you to live up to your potential. That is Saturn. He can be a hard taskmaster. But in this instance, to make the dream real and live up to whatever your potential is that Saturn would like for you. Remember, Saturn rules Capricorn, which is about scaling the heights of whatever is possible for you in your life. It is time to allow Jupiter to make things go in motion, bring in new things. And that's the thing with Cancer. It's interesting. You know, Cancer, yes, you're a cardinal sign. You are about initiating and independence and all of that. But sometimes you can be, because of your Cancerian nature, you can be a little like a fixed sign energy. You don't always welcome the release and the change. I mean, you can do it if you have to, but that's not always your first option. So embrace this Jupiter energy. It wants to bring in new connections to you. It wants to bring in new ways that your wish can manifest. Are you open-minded to embrace those new ways? You may need to learn something new also. Saturn may be saying if you want to bring in new opportunities in your life, you may need to go back to the drawing board and learn something new. That's Jupiter. The old ways and where you are at, the current stagnation plateau level is not going to cut it. So that's another possibility with these energies here. Okay, because yes, Saturn's in Pisces, but he's playing nice with the planets Jupiter and Uranus, so to speak, in Taurus. It's compatible energy. And this is, you know, Jupiter which is in Taurus right now. So consider all these things in pursuit of your dream and what you want to create in your life. All right, Leo, let's see what Saturn's advice is to you to manifest your dream at this full moon in Pisces. We have some Virgo, the Hermit. Oh, and we have an Ace of Pentacles. Oh, and we have more Virgo, Eight of Pentacles. All right, so this might involve your work. It might involve your money, because we have the Hermit here and the Virgo, Eight of Pentacles, and the Virgo energy is your second house of money. Mercury's retrograde in your second house of money. As we know, Venus is still retrograde in your sign, so you are thinking about money, thinking about your worth. Saturn is saying that it's important for you to have some time alone, the Hermit, and really dig in spiritually about what you need from your life in terms of your productivity, what you do every day, your work. Now, some people watch this, they're not working anymore, they're retired. So apply the energies in terms of how productive and useful do you feel every day. Now, you can be useful every day. You don't have to be working. You could be watching your grandbabies or planting a garden or doing things to enrich your life. I mean, if you're retired, you've earned your retirement. You can just sit on the couch all day if you want, watch TV. Okay, that's your choice. My Capricorn rising couldn't do that. Okay, but that's me. So, how are you feeling, and how are you feeling focused every day in your life if you're retired? How are you focusing in on things that are really important to you? Pentacles that make you feel good. So if you're retired, apply it that way. If you're not retired and you're working, this is the idea of spiritually tuning in with yourself. If what you're focusing in on every day is making you feel good, Ace of Pentacles is making you feel fulfilled, and not just in terms of your bank account, although that's important, but in terms of your self-esteem. Saturn may be saying to you, Leo, that you may need to focus on creating a new opportunity in your life. If you are feeling stale, uninspired, bored, not getting paid enough, and just feeling taken advantage of in some way, then Saturn is saying you need to get clear on that, and you need to implement the plan to manifest this new opportunity for you. Now, some of you may have already been doing that. That's possible. And you may hear good news by the end of Virgo season. Perhaps at this full moon, you get the job interview with the Hermit, with the Ace of Pentacles here. Maybe that's what comes out at this Pisces full moon. And then perhaps maybe by the end of Virgo season, you manifest the actual opportunity. Okay, again, this is a general reading, so we'll see how it plays out. But Saturn is saying, I think the important thing here is this Hermit energy. Because there is something here to look at in terms of your own spiritual commitment to what is good and right for you. And what is your life purpose in this world? Yes, Saturn is a heavy energy. Saturn is a taskmaster. But he's doing that because he rules Capricorn, which is, as I said, another sign about ascending the heights. He wants the best for you, but he will make you work for it. But it is, it's like the pressure creates the diamond. And that's what we have going on here. Right? If you've been coasting and you're not happy, Saturn is saying, admit that to yourself. You are on some sort of spiritual journey with this energy to get more out of yourself, to bring more out into the world, to focus on your talents. That's also Eight of Pentacles, like what you are absolutely good at that other people can't replicate. So think about these energies, tune in spiritually, very important. And obviously with Saturn, make the plan to start getting out there and seeing what's available for you. All right, Virgo, let's see what we have for you. Advice from Saturn to achieve your dreams. What we got percolating right now. Advice from Saturn for the Virgos. Let's see what we got. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Emperor. And we have the Queen of Cups. All right, I think this came out in another Virgo reading I did about your personal power. This Emperor card came out. If you haven't watched your tea leaf reading yet, Virgo, that I did, earth signs, but I also did individual card pulls for each of the earth signs, and at the end I did a collective teacup reading. This Emperor energy, Ariel, was all over it in your reading. And it's interesting it's coming out here again. Queen of Cups is the Pisces energy. This is your 7th house of personal relationships, other people. And then we have the very strong Emperor energy of independence, being assertive, doing your own thing, having this commanding presence. And then we have this Six of Pentacles, which you can see the scales here is often associated with Libra. Six of Pentacles, though, it's not about equality. There is some sort of imbalance in terms of somebody's giving 60, somebody's getting 40, or you're sharing with another person. You have the benevolent one in the regular tarot, the benevolent one handing stuff out. Then you have the two people on the sidewalk, where's my stuff? So it's not an equality relationship, the Six of Pentacles. So I think what this Saturn is saying is it is time, and this is echoed in that tea leaf reading, it is time to reclaim your personal power. You perhaps have been too emotionally concerned about the fairness, the balance of something going on in your life. Like, is this, I want to do this. Is that fair to my partner? Is that fair to my kids? Is it? And that's all well and good to consider other people. I'm not saying we shouldn't consider other people. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that Saturn's saying, if you want to pursue this dream, if you want to make this happen, you need to rethink how much time you are giving emotionally, especially because the Queen of Cups is showing up here, to other people and their demands to create something great, which I know you want to do, Virgo. You have high standards. You want to achieve wonderful things in your life. To create something great, you need to take charge, the Emperor, of your energy a little bit more, and of your time, and of what you're emotionally investing in. Yes, Emperor energy can be a little selfish. It can be. So Saturn may be saying it's time to be a little more selfish with your resources to achieve what you want. It doesn't mean you give up on everybody else in your life, but you have to have a balance that perhaps, at least temporarily, in order to achieve this next goal, is balanced more in your favor rather than a bunch of other people. Because it is important. This full moon is taking place in your 7th house. So you're clearly going to see illumination. Who's the energy drains in your life? Who's been taking, and not really adding anything to you? And who perhaps, yes, Saturn, can indicate blocks. Who perhaps has been blocking you with their excessive demands or whatever else they're doing that you feel guilty and have to give in and do, rather than doing your own thing and using your time that way. Again, this doesn't mean for the rest of your life. This could mean temporarily to get this thing done. You may need to cut somebody off, cut somebody loose, really acknowledge and see who's the energy vampire, the energy drain. I don't think 50-50, 60-40 is going to cut it right now for you and what you need to do. You're working towards something that can really free you in some way, the Emperor. Help you bust loose from a situation. Create something of long standing, something substantial, something that you can be very, very proud of in your life. And that often requires concentrated self-interest. And that's what Saturn may be saying to you to rethink right now. All right, Libras, let's see what Saturn's message is for you. Libras, to achieve your dream. Some advice from Saturn. All right, let's see what we have. Libras. We have some Temperance, Sag energy. Oh, and we have the Chariot. Wow. Wow, and we have the World. 3 major arcanas. Wow, look at this. All right. Saturn is saying that you want to be in charge of the change that is about to take place in your life. I mean, the South Node is in your sign. You are absolutely going to be wrapping up chapters left, right, and center from now until the middle of January 2025. And yes, you will be embarking upon pastures new as well with the Chariot here. But there will be karmic wrap-ups. So, and Saturn is a very karmic energy. So, what Saturn is saying with this temperance energy that is coming out, the Sag, is to really accept and look at where there are imbalances in your life. What needs to be healed? What needs to be changed? What really needs some truthful acknowledgement? That's very Sag. In order to change it. You know, you Libras have had it tough. I mean, you've had Pluto squaring your sign since 2008. At some point, it squared your sun, just like Aries had to deal with that also. It's been tough, and Pluto's been in your 4th house of home, family, roots. You've been dealing with a lot at the very foundation of your life, like just relentless pounding by Pluto. But we're coming to the end of that. But we have now the karmic South Node in your sign. We have Saturn in that 6th house of well-being for you. So, Saturn is saying, change is life. And if you want to try to grasp and hold on, that's very Saturn, hold on beyond the point that you can hold on to structures that have already crumbled, but you're still trying to put the pieces together. Saturn is saying, accept the terms of the karmic agreement, accept the terms of the arrangement. You're wrapping up the cycle. Saturn is saying, accept it, accept the healing that can come with this change in your life, and get ready to put on your wings and soar. But you will need to make a choice. Saturn is saying you can choose the hard road or the harder road. It's very Saturn. Saturn is a tough energy, but he helps us grow. He helps us stabilize. We need Saturn. Saturn helps with structures in our lives. He helps make things a reality, but he requires hard work. So Saturn is saying you could either choose the hard road of accepting the change, accepting karmic stuff that's going on in your life, and saying, all right, I'm gonna make a choice, make a change in my life, and move forward and create something new in my life. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for a new place in the world. I'm ready for fresh opportunities that can come to me if I change my world outlook, if I change the literal world I'm living in, if I move somewhere. These are very strong moving energies. And Pluto is wrapping up in that 4th house of home for you. Or I can take the harder road, Saturn, and resist all of this and say, forget it, I'm not doing it. I'm going to dig in my heels. You're not making me. And then it will be hard because maybe you won't have a choice. Saturn might force you, or Pluto even might force you. Pluto's in Capricorn. Saturn rules Capricorn. Into not having the choice of what road you go down. So, as much as you may not want to make some sort of change right now, or make the plan for the change, if you make the plan, accept it, accept you're going to be on some sort of new road to a new destiny, and let go of baggage. That's the other thing. Let go of imbalances in your life so that you can bring these are cards of success. You can bring this dream to a successful result in your life. It requires you to be more stable in some way, whether that's how you're living, with what you're doing for work, if you're still working, or whatever relationship you're in, whatever, right? So Saturn is saying, really recognize the cracks in the foundation. Don't hide your head in the sand. Heal yourself by making this choice, this change, this plan, bringing greater balance back to your life. That is your energy about balance also. This is Sag, and because this is Sag, and that is your 3rd house, you may need to have an important conversation with somebody about what you do need in order to move along more successfully in your life. And maybe you've been avoiding that conversation for some reason. Saturn is about facing responsibilities, facing the hard tasks that we need to do, including having conversations with people maybe that are very difficult. So I want to emphasize, all these are very positive energies, and you can have a very positive change in your life that will help you create lots of success in your world, Libra. 100%. I mean, Chariot and world, you could be taking the world by storm, but there is something here that has to be addressed first in your life in order to get there. And there may be something that slightly unpleasant, and that's not Libra's favorite thing, unpleasantness. I don't like that. Slightly unpleasant that you need to do first. That's Saturn. All right, Scorpio, let's see what Saturn's message is for you at this full moon in Pisces. Scorpio, what do you need to know to make this dream a reality in your life? Saturn is giving you advice, Scorpio. Oh, 7 of Cups. And the Star. Ooh. And the Moon. All right. Okay, so this is kind of interesting here, Scorpio. Saturn is saying at this full moon in Pisces, will you please make a decision? Will you please choose and stop dawdling around? All right, we got the 7 of Cups here, which is a bucket list energy for me. It is a creative visualization. It is, it always reminds me of that old TV show, Let's Make a Deal. Like, which one do I choose? Which door? Like, I don't want to end up with a donkey. I would like the fast-moving, sexy sports car there, not the, donkey, or the year's supply of laundry detergent. I would like something really awesome and cool. So you're kind of wondering, which door do I choose? Which option is going to be the best for me? But this has been going on for a while. Now, this may be a creative option. This may be where you want to live. This may be a next career opportunity, or maybe you're going around in circles. Where do I want to retire to? I mean, whatever you got going on, but you're just churning it over and over with this full moon. But with the moon card is very much about emotional cycles and changes, and you're going in and out and up and down and in this dream like scenario. And that's fine. We need that. We need that dream time. We need the creative visualization. It does help us know what we want and what we don't want. Helps put us in that imaginative scenario to figure out what is our next step. But Saturn's saying, enough of that. It is time to take the next step. So we have the Star here, which is such a beautiful energy. It is also an energy associated with Aquarius. And that is about doing the unexpected, the unconventional, the very unique thing. It is about finding your own path, marching to the beat of your own drum, doing the thing that brings you the most satisfaction. And in doing so, your star rises high in the sky. And for me, it always has a connotation of following a very unique path, like finding your North Star and following it, guiding you along on your journey of self-actualization, really. That's what I feel. So this is saying, like, you're ready now, or Saturn saying, will you please be ready now at this full moon to make this decision of what this next path is going to be for you with your self-actualization. For your next chapter, you've got the South Node out of your sign finally, thank God, right? You've been through all the purging, emotional changes, the dramas, the upheavals, like, all right. So now it's time to start the new. The old has been swept out. All right, so we're ready. Saturn is saying, let's get this show on the road. Time is a wasting. Time is a fleeting. Like, hello. So that's what I feel from that. I mean, this is very positive energy. And really choose the one, with this is wish upon a star. I would say choose the thing. If you're still kind of in a dither about what you're choosing, Choose the thing that really is the dream, that is the big dream, and that does, I want to say scare you a little, but will bring out the best in you. Because as I've been saying through this video and the other signs also, yes, Saturn is a taskmaster. Saturn likes to be like, get on the ball. Because behind all of that, it's not just about doom and gloom and trying to restrict you and all that. I mean, that's part of Saturn. But Saturn also wants you to climb the mountain of success. He rules Capricorn, right? He wants you to achieve the best and be the best you can be. And that's a lot of this star card also. So choose the path that is going to bring out the best in you, even if it requires hard work, Saturn, even if it might require a little bit of sacrifice, Saturn, even if it might require a lot of discipline, Saturn, to make it happen. It will be so, so rewarding for you. So time to make this decision, Scorpio. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what your advice from Saturn is to make your dreams a reality. Let's see. Sagittarius. Let's see what we got. Oh, we have the Four of Swords. And we have the Hierophant. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. All right. Saturn is saying that, Saturn is saying pay attention to your dreams. Absolutely. Like the dreams you're having at night when you're asleep. Because the answer could be guided to you in a dream from an ancestor. Ten of Pentacles. So somebody who has passed on, and this may be in your family, yes, with the Ten of Pentacles, but this could also be in the collective universal family, like an ascended master or, somebody else prominent or, something like that, or a family member or an angel or whatever. Saturn is saying, especially because Saturn's in Pisces, right, that we can receive practical Saturn advice, Saturn, in our dreams, Pisces. Absolutely. So because we have a Four of Swords, the sleeping energy, we have the guide, which is the Hierophant, which can be about a literal guide, a spirit guide, and the Ten of Pentacles. This is all pointing to that energy for me. And we know that at full moons, we can have a much more active dream life. So before you go to bed, and I would give it a window, a couple of days on either side of the full moon, before you go to bed, ask the universe, your angels, guides, whatever you want, whoever you want to address, to give you the answer to what you need to do next, your next step with this dream that you want to create in your life. And you should get some sort of very solid and concrete answer with the Ten of Pentacles, and one that could bring you enormous benefit if you listen and apply it. This could be, of course, related to some sort of business situation with the Ten of Pentacles. It could be related to some sort of family investments, money, property. That's all Ten of Pentacles stuff. It could also be related, though, to guidance on how to handle some sort of wellness issue that may be going on with a family member. So if a family member is, Ariel, sit down. If a family member is having a rough time, especially mentally with the Four of Swords here, and you're at a loss as to how to guide this person forward, and that's been your dream to really help this person and make them feel better, you could get the answer, very practical, again, practical advice that could help them through your dream life. Remember too, thank you, Ariel, that dreams speak in metaphors. And it's important for you to write down your dream the next morning or in the middle of the night or whatever, or record it into your phone or something, because we say we'll do it tomorrow, it slips away, it doesn't come back. And allow the dream to kind of just sit there in your journal or in your phone or whatever, a couple of days at least, and then come back to it, because then you'll, perhaps have time for your subconscious to kind of percolate on the possible meaning of it. And remember that dreams speak in metaphors, so it's not always exactly literal answer, and it sometimes speaks in puns also. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. Saturn is also saying that it is important for you to perhaps open up your mind to some sort of teaching or learning opportunity that may help you achieve your goal, especially if your goal is related to greater finances for yourself, the Ten of Pentacles. So you may indeed need to kind of come out of the woodwork. Maybe you've just been kind of off to the side, out of sight, out of mind, trying to stay under the radar, just doing whatever. But that's not helping you get ahead or achieve your goal, especially if finances are involved. You may have to get a little out of a comfort zone and actually get out and associate with a mentor of some sort, the guide, the Hierophant, who can help you, school you, teach you, learn you, all of the above, some skill, some piece of advice, information that is going to help you solidly achieve this dream. So some of you, especially if it's job related, may need to up level your skills in some way. It's possible with this Hierophant. Okay, if you want to achieve your Ten of Pentacles. Coasting ain't going to cut it anymore with this Four of Swords. This is like, Four of Swords is about, I'm in my cubicle and I'm trying to take a nap when nobody's looking. That's what, at work, I'm in a cubicle, I'm trying to take a nap while nobody's looking. That's what the Four of Swords is. But yet you still want the raise and you still want whatever. That's not going to cut it. All right, if you have the dream of the better opportunity, there is something here to be learned about how to up-level your skills, be more visible, and go get what you want. So it is time for some of you to get out of a comfort zone. All right, Capricorn, advice from your ruling planet, Saturn, in Pisces, to help you achieve your dreams. You, of course, are no stranger to working with Saturn's energies. But let's see what the advice is for you, Capricorn. We have the Judgment. And we have the Ten of Wands. And the Ace of Cups. All right. All right, Capricorn. Saturn is saying, you have paid your dues, my darling. You have been working your ass off. The Ten of Wands is here. Like, you've done the hard yards. Like I said, you're no stranger to Saturn. I mean, And it is important for you. Saturn is saying, know when it's time to be finished with something and release it and let it go. Know when it's time that it doesn't have to be so hard anymore either. Maybe you're making something hard on you with the Ten of Wands here. That's possible. But it's also about, it's time to bring something to market, so to speak, and let it go and wrap it up. So you could be finishing up a very big project, especially with this Judgment, with the clock here. So you've been, that's Saturn, clock time, Saturn. You have put in, as I said, the hard yards. You have done the work, maybe the last 2 years, 20 months, whatever it is. It's time now to wrap up the project. It is time to admit maybe that, make the decision, I can't put any more energy into this. All right, the full moon in Pisces could be showing you this, that it's like, it's done, right? Emotionally, I might be exhausted. I don't have any more to give to this particular idea. I need something new in my life, Ace of Cups, to make my cup feel fulfilled. My emotional energy needs replenishment. Because yes, Capricorn can work for work's sake, sure. But the real achievement for Capricorn comes when they are motivated by their 7th house, which is Cancer. When they are motivated by somebody maybe they're working for, like they're working for their family. They're working to improve their family situation with finances, or, they're working for, and when I say working for, it's, you know what I'm saying. Or they're working for that emotional fulfillment. That's what powers them. Like, yes, they want the pentacles, of course. Yeah, of course. But it is not always achievement for achievement's sake. Capricorn needs to love the thing that they are going for and striving for. Otherwise, it's just an empty success. And Capricorn often learns that that is not the thing that Saturn wants for them. Yes, Saturn wants them to climb the mountain of success and achieve, but Saturn wants the heart in it also. Capricorns need to learn that lesson. That's a very important karmic thing, I think, for Capricorn risings to understand. You can love business, of course. You can love business. If you're really passionate about it, it fills your cup, you love it. You love creating companies. You love making money. Okay, yeah, sure. But oftentimes, as we know, Capricorn sometimes does things simply for the finances. And again, nothing wrong with that. We all need to eat and live and all of that. But a Capricorn is so much more successful when they can marry the two things, their love and enthusiasm and creative energy with their pursuit up the mountaintop of success. So with this judgment and this 10 of Wands, Saturn in your third house of writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, communications is saying, all right, let's wrap this project up. Plan how we can get this done, finished, definitely by Scorpio season. Here's our Scorpio energy with the judgment. We've got to get this finished because you do need something new. Saturn is saying it's time to, in Scorpio season, we're going to release and finish, and we're going to be starting something new. Okay, because this has gotten maybe, it's done, it's finished. You're maybe still tinkering with it or something. Okay, or you can tinker right now. That's fine. Mercury's retrograde, Venus is retrograde. We got a bunch of other planets retrograde. It's fine. You can be tinkering right now and tweaking, but then take it to market. Get it out there. 10 of Wands, so that you can begin something new. So I think there's going to be some sort of very exciting, fresh energy that you're going to be choosing, especially by Scorpio season. That is going to make you feel very excited about a new direction in your life with this dream. Interesting, that we got the cups also because we are talking about Pisces energy. So, this is really just going to just give you so much more emotional fulfillment. Not that this hasn't, but you're also tired. It's gone as far as it can go. And it's sometimes hard for Capricorn to admit that too. For some of you, this may be a decision about a relationship, and having a very challenging conversation, third house, to let somebody know, I've come to the end of my line. I can't do this anymore. This has got to change, or I'm out of here. I can't keep carrying the load in this relationship. So for some of you, it may be that Saturn's going to help you have that hard conversation and choose a fresh emotional direction in your relationship life. That's very possible also. All right, Aquarius, let's see what's going on for you. Advice from Saturn about realizing your dreams. Aquarius. Oh, we have the Fool. Beautiful. And the Queen of Cups. And the Page of Pentacles. All right. So we have the Pisces energy showing up here with this Queen of Cups. All right. So Page of Pentacles is interesting energy. This is about the facts. This is about studying. This is about information, like solid facts, especially about money and finances. It can be about study, research, digging deep to come up with the gems, so to speak. So Saturn is saying that a new beginning is at hand for you. Like you've been wanting a fresh start in your life. This may just be emotionally, like you want a clean slate somehow, because the Queen of Cups is showing here. This also could be perhaps in your financial life, because we got the coins, right, about finances. And then we also have the Queen of Cups. And if we look at that as Pisces, that's your second house. The full moon's in your second house of money. So this could also be, I would like a fresh start with my money life. I would like to just feel a sense of renewal and refreshment with my self-esteem. Like I would like to just feel free and to begin again and leave behind all sorts of messy baggage. Like I am done. I want to feel light and free and happy and move forward with emotional enthusiasm and just feel good about my life, my choices, everything I'm doing. And maybe start something new with my money life, maybe new investments, maybe a new job, maybe learning something new for my job, or learning something new that would make me feel good about myself in some way. So all of these are things that are happening. So once again, Saturn is saying, okay, he's retrograde now in that second house of money for you. He's saying, let's take a very practical look and make a list. This is very Page of Pentacles. Pages are about beginnings, and definitely this one's about the research. Let's take the beginning steps to review what you need emotionally and financially to have this new beginning happen in your life. What is the actual dollar amount? What are the facts and the figures? Designing this plan for yourself, like a concrete plan, writing it down on a piece of paper, researching on the internet, talking to people, finding out the concrete facts instead of just staying stuck emotionally and just, wondering, worrying, thinking, mulling over, but actually getting the information. So that is what Saturn is saying. Before you emotionally poo-poo something or say it can't be done or limit yourself in some way, find the information that will free you and allow you to make the plan happen. The Fool card is very much associated with Uranus, which can be about being a little rebellious, doing things differently. There is perhaps something like emotionally lightening your load in some way and finding out the practical steps that can help you do that. This, to me, is giving vibes of, also because Uranus is in that fourth house for you, of Taurus, your home and family. There is vibes here of like minimalism, vibes of paring down and downsizing perhaps, or resizing your life in some way that suits you better so that you have more freedom some way, more leeway in your life. Like it can be the type of thing where, if you downsize to a smaller apartment, let's just say, from a 1-bedroom to a studio, or 2-bedroom to 1-bedroom, or whatever, like you make some change in the way you're living, perhaps. You decide, I want to get a camper. I want to go on the road, or whatever, something like that. That's going to give you more finances, freedom, flexibility to live differently. That's more emotionally rewarding for you, but also perhaps is more financially beneficial also. So Saturn is saying, figure out your options so that you can have this new beginning happen for you in some way. Review. Because you may have outdated information at hand. This is about the new and the fresh. So it's time for the latest fresh intel and information to help you make this decision about what you're going to do. Don't just emotionally assume it can't be done or, whatever. Really get the cold, hard facts so that you can make this new beginning happen for you in your life. Pisces, let's see Saturn's message for you. Of course, Saturn is in your sign, so you are enjoying his presence of making you get serious, making you be responsible. Of course, you can be very responsible, but when Saturn transits our sign, he really brings home the necessity for being responsible. To get your act together. That's very Saturn. All right, let's see what his advice is for you, Pisces. Oh, we have a Nine of Cups, the wish energy. And we have your energy, the Hangman. Wow. And the clock, very interesting, very associated with Saturn. Time, the Lord of Time. And the Ten of Wands. Okay. I'm going to pull two more. We have the Page of Wands. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so Saturn is saying that it is relevant right now, absolutely, for you to pause and reflect with the perspective card here, with the Hangman card, to pause and reflect and tune in on if your wish is really the wish you want, or is it being foisted on you by someone else? How true is your wish to your own desires, your own well-being? What also perhaps are you willing to sacrifice? This is also sacrifice energy, but so is Saturn. What are you willing to sacrifice? What time are you willing to put in to make this wish happen for you? It's time to rethink that for yourself. You may have found with this Ten of Wands, this is what you need to evaluate. This is what's in your heart. Ten of Wands, you may be feeling that perhaps you need to chunk down a little bit. Sometimes, we have, especially Pisces, we are big dreamers. We have lofty goals, Pisces energy people. Right? We have a lot of ideals, and sometimes we bite off more than we can chew because we just want this idealism situation to manifest. So this energy to me is saying, really understand what the cost is with this Ten of Wands to achieve this particular dream and goal. And are you up for it right now? It's okay if you're not. It could be like, what? This is a little too hard for me right now. I got other things going on. Or maybe I'm going to work on a smaller wish. Maybe this particular wish I have in mind right now, it is. It's just too much for me to try to manifest at the moment. It's too heavy for me currently. And instead, with the Page of Wands, maybe Saturn is saying, let's take a smaller step in the direction of something perhaps a little more manageable with a Four of Pentacles. Maybe work a little with what you got already, Four of Pentacles. Instead of trying to manifest something out of whole cloth right now, like something from scratch. Saturn is saying, take a step in the direction of working with the resources you already have at hand and build from there. So I love concrete examples. You know me. My 8th house Virgo loves concrete examples. My Mercury in Taurus loves concrete examples. So let's say your dream is to write a book. That's your dream, your Nine of Cups wish. But it feels heavy. You haven't started it yet. Or you sit down at the computer with this Ten of Wands and you're just like, oh my God, I'm going to have to write 50,000 words or 100,000 words to have a book. And it just feels overwhelming. And you're thinking about it and you sit there and you're trying to do it. And this could be stuck energy too. I'm just stuck here. I don't know how to make this happen. It's too enormous. It feels too heavy. But I really want it. I would like to have a book. So Saturn is saying, you know what? You're trying to create this book out of thin air right now. He's saying, you know what? Why don't you take a step to work with something you already have? As an example, let's say you have some journal entries. You've been keeping a journal. You have a diary. Instead of creating a whole new thing, go to your diary to get inspiration. Start with a diary entry. Or go back to some stories you wrote years ago and take some ideas from there, some nuggets. And just slowly begin with the Page of Wands. Just take a baby step with something that you already have at your hand. All right, so in that way, you start moving toward your goal, but you're not overwhelmed and feeling like this is too hard and heavy. Because it can feel hard and heavy when Saturn's in your sign. You feel it more than perhaps the other signs right now. It's personal. It's personal, Pisces, with Saturn in your sign. So this full moon may be bringing you insight into your own bandwidth right now of the energy levels you do have to pursue certain things. And that's okay. I really want to emphasize that. When Saturn's transiting our own sign, he can bring a tiredness to us, especially when he's conjunct your sun. So my very early born Pisces, you may be feeling a little more tired than usual, a little more run down. You're just like, trying to get the motor running and it's a little tough. Saturn helps teach us about our limits, teach us about where we're taking on too much responsibility, where we need to give more responsibility also to ourselves. He also urges us, when he's in our first house, to take care of our physical body as well. So you don't want to run yourself down and run yourself ragged either with this Ten of Wands to pursue this goal. Take a small and measured step toward it and work on it in terms of something you already have to use to make it happen. And cut yourself a little bit of a break. I mean, this is Taurus energy too. So it is a slower, if you can do a slower pace rather than thinking, I got to get this all done at once, or it has to be an instant manifestation, or, this idea of this goal and this wish is so big. This is about chunking it down and being okay with admitting to yourself if you need to do that. Right? And that's fine. And also being very aware of your energy levels with the Ten of Wands that was in the center. But that center card for me is always about the energy in the heart. So this is also about not taking on things. Saturn's asking you to relook at your commitments and not take things on that are burdensome to you and that prevent you from manifesting and working on your own wishes. Right? Because you do have a very strong wish. I mean, Nine of Cups came out first, but then we have this time clock ticking. Like, who are you sacrificing your time to? Save some time also. This is your energy. Save some time also for yourself. Because there's only so many hours in the day. Ten of Wands and this perspective card. Make sure some of those hours are reserved for you. So thank you so much for joining me for your Saturn in Pisces full moon in Pisces message. I hope that you found the messages insightful and valuable. I'd love to hear your comments, so please feel free to let me know what you are going to be doing and using these energies, because for me, that's what it's all about. Use the energies. Don't let them use you. And please do check out your tea and tarot readings. I will leave links to those in the description of the video. All of the signs have been uploaded to the channel. I've broken them out into earth, fire, air, and water. And there's all timestamps, so you can very easily find your own individual sign and then see the collective teacup reading with the energies at the end of each video. So I hope you enjoy those as well. And your money, career, and business readings will be coming out shortly. Love you guys. Happy full moon in Pisces. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.